back to my channel. I'm just like awkwardly semi-lying on my bed. I'm just obsessed with this new bed head. Sorry if I look a bit disheveled. I just got back from the gym. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. It felt so good to be at the gym. Like I felt like a piece of my identity was restored, and I know that's gonna sound so dramatic, but I feel like you guys on this channel understand the feeling. Yeah, it just felt really nice. 10 people are allowed at one time in the space, and you're allowed for 30 minutes, but I'm really lucky that I can go at non-peak times, so I had a little bit longer. And it was just good. I just used literally all of the machines because I have free weights here, obviously. So I got there and I was like, I'm straight to the hack squat. I missed it so much. So I did hack squat followed by the hip thrust machine. And then I did, oh my God, Patch is crying at the door. And then I did a glute extension, a leg curl, a leg extension, a cable kickback, and a cable crunch. So I didn't want to push myself too hard, but I'm very fortunate that I've had access to equipment here, so I didn't get completely unconditioned from my training. So that was fun. As I said in last week's video, because I did the recap today, I hit my lowest weight today, and I'm eating like on average 1980 calories or something like that. So still a deficit, which is cool. We're going to keep calories the same this week and then increase, I'm guessing, next week. I'm anticipating some drops this week just because my period's coming to an end, and that's when I hold on to water and body's just taking time to adjust to the higher calories. Patch, that toy kills me. Like, I know you love it, but yeah, steps have still remained the same. I haven't dropped them or anything like that. And if I feel like doing extra cardio, I'm going to, but I'm just really excited to be back in the gym. And yeah, I definitely felt, you know, the loss of strength, the loss of muscle, and that's going to happen. And I get a lot of people message freaking out about losing their muscle, and it's like so much harder to, so much easier to rebuild muscle you've had and lost versus starting from scratch. So don't worry, we're all in the same boat with getting back to it and rebuilding our strength and our muscles. So that's what the next focus is going to be for me. And hopefully gyms just stay open, because as you guys know, lockdown just seems to be happening on and off all the time here. So anyway, happy Tuesday, guys. Squidgy is currently on my bed being a little prince. I wanted to jump on, and I don't know why. Am I okay? I'm literally not. I have not been okay this whole week. I'm like hyper, and I thought it was on the weekend because I had a coffee and I had this like high and then a crash and a come down, and I was like, wow, okay, I should just like maybe not with the coffee. And it's happened the last 2 days. Like it felt like all this energy and someone had grabbed my insides and like shook them. It was like this bubbling anxiety, and it wasn't fun energy. It wasn't like I could focus and get things done. It was like, I have so much energy I don't know what to do with, and I don't know why. So anyway, I've spoken to Natalie about it and been like, what's happening? Am I okay? Nothing's really changed in like what I'm eating, or like I had less sleep last night. So it's all just quite confusing. Anyway, that's what's going on. As I said, I'm back at the gym. Last week I mentioned that gyms were going to be reopening. They have. I lined up today because it's like 10 people allowed at a time, and it's like half an hour max. So you just kind of wait. So I waited for like 20 minutes, I think. Oh my God, I already told you the gym's open. I'm not okay. So that is what's news. I had an increase on the scale today by 200 grams. So that's fine. It's still like the lowest weigh-in since, you know, being in the deficit. So random. But we are continuing on with the same calories this week, as I mentioned. And that's just really the update today. I'm just being super active as well. Like I'm on 11,800 steps and it's 5. So I was maybe going to take Squidgy for a walk because I'm trying to practice walking him for shorter durations because he just doesn't like walking. I just don't know what kind of dog he is. I think he thinks he's a human and he's really lazy. So, and I am taking him to puppy school tomorrow. That's his first puppy school sesh. He's going to hate it. He's going to absolutely hate it. So, but yeah, that's basically my update for Tuesday. I will be checking in with you guys tomorrow, or if I have anything interesting to tell you. I always feel like such a like gym bro. Oh my God. gym bro or like bartender when I'm doing this. Because I literally never take my protein like that, where it's like I just put it in a shaker with like water or milk, because like ew, put it with protein oats or something. But I'm having Cocoa Pops because I watched my last YouTube and I spoke about the Cocoa Pops I had and I was like, yes, that's what I feel like. So I'm doing milk with protein powder and Cocoa Pops and banana. I told you guys I was going to come back on if I had something interesting to say. I mean, I thought that was interesting, but maybe it wasn't. How good. How good. Let's see if it actually is. Because it's a different protein powder to what I usually use. Oh, weird. Okay. The protein powder is vanilla latte and it tastes like marshmallows. I thought Patch was behind me because he always like, I'll do something weird and I'll look around and he's standing there judging me. Like, he genuinely stands there and he's like, anyway, yeah, this is great. This is a good one. What's up? Happy Thursday. I was like, what day is it again? I don't know why I'm wearing like a tiny little singlet top when it's like this outside. It's raining and it's cold, but okay, so he can jump up on the couch now. I actually just got back from the osteo and a gym session. I did deadlifts, but it was literally the most rushed session because if you guys know me, something you need to know, you'll know that I'm late to literally everything and I've been working really hard to get better at it, but I made sure I like timed it well so that I would go to the gym with enough time to get my session done and factoring in wait time. And then I got there and ended up waiting longer. And so I had like 20 minutes to train or something like that. And it was deadlift. So I needed to warm up. I forgot my straps. I forgot my belt. My injury was playing up. So it was a pretty average. That's embarrassing for you. Can you? Patch, no. It's okay, darling. You don't really know what's going on. You've just got hormones. It's okay. So yeah, it wasn't the best session, but I filmed a workout and that's always a win for me, content life. And then I rushed to the osteo and I had a question on the last one before video about what I go to the osteo for. What I go to him for is for visceral manipulation massage, which sounds really aggressive and I've spoken about it before, but it's really quite mild. But it's just, it ties into everything I'm doing with Natalie, my dietitian, to work on like my endometriosis and my gut health and my bloating and all that stuff. So I'm booked in to see a pelvic floor physio in 2 weeks time. So yeah, I just go to him and he like, how can I just ignore the fact that he's literally humping my arm so vigorously? Anyway, that's what I get done. I'm not going to try and talk about it too much because I don't know a hell of a lot. But if you're interested in doing it, maybe find an osteo that can like talk about it and explain it. But it's just like helping your organs and your tissue and stuff, I guess, work optimally, functionally a bit better. He'll be holding a position. He'll be like he'll be touching my stomach or something like that. And he'll be like, just relax your lower back. And I like try and focus my attention on like relaxing it. And then he's like, good. And I'm like, how can you feel that? You're crazy. Anyway, he like cracked my back and like did all that fun stuff. So that was my day. I'm going to have lunch. It's a late lunch. Tell me the time, not how much activity I've done. It's 3:50. Me and my late lunches. It's a thing. I've got rice and chicken because I couldn't be bothered making vegetables. Rice, chicken, avocado, and tomato sauce. This is the point we're at where I just don't care about food so much that I am eating that for lunch. My hair, I just knew that when I turned around, I bet there were so many tapes that you guys just saw. They poke out of my ears. That one. Hello. I am glamorous. This is lockdown hair. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going. It's 11:30 and I'm just having breakfast now. I had the worst night's sleep. I didn't go to sleep until midnight, and then I was woken up at 4:45 by Patch, who was crying, and he doesn't do that anymore. So I was like, what is the deal, mate? And so I was like, oh, he must need to go out. So I got up, let him out, and he didn't want to go out. And I was like you clearly do. This can't just be for attention. Like, who's trying to get my attention at 4:45 in the morning? And so I was like, fine. And it was raining. And so we went back and I went to put him in his bed and realized that he'd wet his bed. So he must have just really need to go because he doesn't do that. And I was like, so I put a towel down and just put him back in. I was like, I'm not dealing with this now. I've had 4 hours sleep. This is just not okay. And then woke up at 8, so late. And then had a Slack message being like, we good for our meeting at 9? And I was like, oh my God. Okay, so I won't go for my morning walk. I've got to get it stuck into work. So I got up and I was showering and I kept hearing this noise and was like, what is that? Dad's gone camping and there was a bird in his room. And I have a bird phobia, guys. Like, they make me feel physically sick. I see them in the street and I literally do that. Like, I can't. And so there was actually another one in here the other day. I don't even know how it got in. There was another one in the other day and Dad got it out and it was like the easiest thing. He just sort of walked behind it. It sort of flew along the window and then we had the door open and it just went out. So I was like, I can do this. Like, come on. So I tried that and it just, of course, did not go down like that. It was flying all around the house, over to that window, over to that window. Like, I got a towel, I was trying to shoo it and it was just like, I felt really bad for it because it was like freaking out and I was freaking out. And at one point it came so close to me, like flew at me. This is what nightmares are made of. And I screamed and ran. I kind of wish I filmed it for you guys. I was thinking about it, but I was like, I literally can't deal with this. And then I couldn't get it out. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm kind of at my limit with how much I can push myself through this phobia right now. So I messaged my cousin and I was like, please help me. Please come and help me. So she came down. She used to be a ranger, so she was like the perfect person to contact. And so she came and helped me and like the bird like went missing, but it was still in here, but we weren't sure. And we literally looked everywhere, couldn't find it. And I was like, cool, it's gone maybe. She had to go to get her second vax and then it appeared. My morning has been so bad. So I've spent the entire morning cleaning all of the kitchen because there were like little feathers and like it made me feel sick. And so now I'm just sitting down to eat. Now that was a very long-winded Friday morning story to share with you all. But, you know, random news, that was just a really random story, but on to more random news. I weighed in this morning and I had dropped to a brand new lowest weight. It's falling off me. The weight is just falling off me in this reverse diet. I'm down... I'm almost a kilo, 900 grams or something overnight. What? I had the worst sleep. You'd think I was like expecting a spike. So I don't know what's going on. It's just my body's like, this is still a deficit, yo. Like, you're still dropping weight. So yeah, that happened. And it's literally the lowest weight. It's about a kilo or half a kilo lower than my lowest weight has been this whole time. So it's just dropping and dropping. Anyway, I'll go through the recap and the numbers and stuff when I've got the data in front of me, but it's just crazy to see what's going on with the bod right now. So I anticipate we're getting some more food next week. Recap-alike. Said it in my head first. Sounded so lame saying it out loud. It's been a week. It's been a big week. All right, so last week was weird. I had like not a lot of an appetite. Who is she? I was eating more in response to my hunger signals, which you would think would just be like, give me more food. All right, so my goal yesterday was to eat 1850 Monday to Friday and then 2150 on Sunday. And so 1892 would be the weekly average. I ended up eating 1808, which is like 100 calories off. So really I did hit my calories mostly. I've got a 96% accuracy here. But I had just some weird days, like Friday I ate 1577. And then yesterday, I'm doing this recap on a Monday. Yesterday on Sunday, on the final day of the week, I had 1770. So yeah, my calories were just lower, just not very hungry. Also had some weird nights. Like one night I was up until midnight. Another night I was up until 1:30 in the morning. Like I go to bed at 9:30, 10, 11 at the latest. I wasn't even sleeping in. So I was getting like 6 hours sleep, 5.5 hours sleep. People who usually get this amount of sleep are going to be laughing at me, but I'm like an 8 to 9 hours kind of girl. So my average sleep was 7.29 hours and the quality was lower as well, 7. So anyway, sleep hasn't been great. So I'm really surprised at these numbers. So I dropped 700 grams on Monday and then I went up 200 and then I went down 100 and then I stayed the same. And then I dropped 700 and then 200 and then stayed the same. So my average drop for that week was 1.07 kilos. And I'm eating 1,800 calories a day and I'm dropping more than when I was in the depths of the deficit. Isn't it crazy? So this can be a really common thing in a reverse diet. Again, it's not the goal, but it can be really common to see drops because the stress of dieting is gone. So the water that we retain from that stress is gone, but we're still in a bit of a deficit. The fact that I'm still in a deficit at 1,800 is very wild to me, considering I started on 2,000 and was like maintaining. This week, calories have jumped up to 2040. Every single day, just flat. I've got 150 grams of protein, 225 grams of carbs, and 60 grams of fat. So I'm having a little bit of a tough time mentally wrapping my head around the scale not continuously going down. And I know a lot of people have said this to me, like, I'm scared to eat more food, like the goal is to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I want to see the scale go down. And I'm falling a little bit into the trap of really just knowing that I still have a goal to lose weight and wanting to see that that's happening, even though the current goal is to be maintaining. So that's a thing that I'm totally aware of and still think it's worth sharing with you guys because I know it's a common experience. You know, it's still worth me weighing myself each day to get the data to see how this reverse is going because I'm just about to enter week 5. So it's still, you know, kind of early days. I still want to be tracking and stuff pretty much until I finish the next deficit and reverse out of that, and then I can have a bit of a break and just sort of be chill. But I'll be doing silly things like, not silly, but I'm not hitting my protein goal as often because I'll be like, oh, I can't be bothered making a main meal. I'm just gonna have something quick. I'll just grab some toast with like avocado and then I'm not getting any protein in there. So I just really need to make sure I'm still kind of basic goals, which is like calories, protein. If I'm not hitting calories, at least try and hit protein as the primary macronutrient. So that's kind of a thing. I'm working through it. I'll share kind of how that goes. I know overall all of the things that eating more food gives to you, like more energy, better training performance. Now I'm back in the gym. I can actually see the fruits of my eating labor and put that into having a really good session. But I can't explain this feeling that I've got. It's just like this weird sort of like anxious energy vibe. And I've tried to figure out what it is. And I showed you guys this week, like earlier, being like so hype and just weird. So I don't know what's going on. I'm not pregnant, guys. Please don't think that. It's lockdown, okay? It's not a thing. So yeah, they're the only things. My steps were peaking. Like I managed to hit all my steps. All the other things were fine. I got my period. And as soon as that goes away, I do tend to see those drops on the scale. So that's, you know, all part of the data we're collecting. Anyway, that's it. Next week, as in this week because it's Monday, but I'll start that in the next YouTube. I'll be in week 5 of the reverse diet. So it's going well, ticking along. Headspace is good. You know, the challenge now isn't me being like, oh, I'm struggling to stick to my calories because I want to go over it. So now I'm struggling to hit my food. So this is just all one big process. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for hanging out with me this week. I'll see you again next week for another week 5 recap. And I say it every week, give me suggestions for other stuff you want to see, but I haven't really been focusing on creating more YouTube content yet because I'm just trying to like do this series for now. And then I'll start getting more creative and stuff. I'm really excited for summer vibes as well, even though it's raining and thunderstorms right now. Anyway, make sure you subscribe, turn notifications on, do all those things that I always say every week. I don't know if anyone actually does them. You probably all subscribe anyway, but yeah, subscribe. Love you. Bye.